Hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna show you how this duplex conversion in Oshawa is going to produce 40% return on an annual basis. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so you've seen the walkthrough of Central Park project that we're working on. Now what I want to do is just take you through some of the numbers behind the investment. So let's jump right into it. So the purchase price on this property is $500,000. We bought it in September of 2020. We're estimating a renovation budget of $76,840. I'm estimating it's going to take us 3 months to finish this project. So my holding cost for the 3 months, which is going to be my mortgage, property tax, insurance, and some utilities. I'm estimating for the 3 months, it's going to cost us around $7,788, okay? So that brings our total cost to, if we just do the math here, we got 8,219, that's 6. So 7, we got 4, 8, 5. So 584,628 is our total cost, which is, you know, we really need to be comfortable with this amount because before we do any sort of additional work, we need to know what our total cost is going to be. So in order for this to make sense, I need to be comfortable with the after repair value. So what the finished product is going to be worth. So just so I reiterate, our plan with this property is to do a duplex conversion. So our renovations have to be strategic renovations to make sure that we can achieve an after repair value of $690,000. So the reason why I'm comfortable with the finished product being $690,000 is based on a comparables approach. So when I look at comparables in the city of Oshawa with properties that are going to have 3 units up, 2 units down, 3 bedrooms up, 2 bedrooms down, I'm seeing around $680,000 to $700,000. So I'm just gonna, place somewhere in between and say the project's gonna be worth $690,000 once I'm done. So this gives me a profit margin of 105,372. Now, that to me is an attractive number, so I'm happy that within 3 months, I'm going to increase the equity or the value of this property by $105,000. So in terms of cash required upfront, we're gonna make this purchase with a 10% down payment. So on the $500,000, our down payment is going to be $50,000. Because it's 10% down, we're going to have a CMHC premium, so that'll be approximately $13,900. And in terms of our closing costs, we're going to have lawyer fees and land transfer tax, and that's going to be around $8,170. Okay, so this is the cash that's required upfront for this investment. Okay, so now that the project's done, we need to analyze the rental income and rental expense on a monthly basis to see how profitable this project is going to be. So if we start with rental income, we have in our upper unit, we're going to have 3 bedrooms. In our lower unit, we're going to have 2 bedrooms. And we also have a shed that's quite spacious in the backyard that we'll be able to lease out. So for the upper unit, I can get $1,850 a month. For the lower unit, $1,550. And then for the shed, I think I can charge $50 a month. So this would be, for someone who needs extra storage space in the neighborhood, they'll rent the shed for $50 a month. So that brings our total rental income on a monthly basis to $3,450. Now, if we move down to our expenses, we're going to have mortgage payments on the new and higher value. So this mortgage amount is based on the $690,000 that I was talking to you about in terms of the new value of the property. So the mortgage on that would be $2,047. We're going to have property tax on the property of $342. Property insurance will be approximately $100 a month. You'll notice that for gas, hydro, and water, I've put down 0, and that's because I'm passing that cost on to my tenants. So the tenants will be solely responsible for those costs. So for me, it doesn't have an expense. At the bottom, I have my contingency reserve. So I'm going to have a 4% maintenance reserve on a monthly basis. So this is accounting for future costs that may arise. So every month I'm putting aside $138 in the event that unexpected costs come up. So for example, if I need to change a vanity, when I have tenant turnover, I'm going to have money put aside to be able to do that. I have a vacancy reserve of 3%, which turns out to be $104 a month. And the goal here is to make sure that we have enough money put aside for when we have tenant turnover. So when we have tenant turnover, there might be a month or two where we don't have rental income. So we want to start putting aside cash that we can use during that time to pay for the mortgage and our fixed costs. The last thing I have here that I have projected for is property management, which is at 8%. So this property, I'm going to manage it on my own, but I want to put a reserve aside for that, because in the event that I start growing and have more properties and I no longer want to do the property management on my own, I want to make sure that this property will cash flow in the event that I give the property management out to a third party. So that brings my total expense on an annual basis, on a monthly basis, to $3,006, which means my monthly cash flow each month will be $444 a month. So the last thing I want to do is look at a 5-year return on my investment. So at the end of the 5 years, my outstanding mortgage is going to be $485,000. I look at 3 different factors: appreciation, mortgage paydown, and cash flow. When I go into any investment, appreciation is always at 0% because that's a pure speculation play. I don't want to make a decision based on speculation, so for now we're going to leave it at 0%. After 5 years, the mortgage paydown will be $71,970. The 5-year cash flow will be $26,635, bringing our total profit to $98,605. So when I look at a total return on investment, so my 5-year return on investment, I'm at 202%. So the way I'm arriving to that figure is taking my total profit and dividing it by the money that's left in the deal. So when I break that down to an annual return on investment, that's 40% on an annual basis, which is pretty good for an investment that we're making during the pandemic. So another thing I want to talk to you about is the concept of initial capital versus money left in the deal. So when we purchased this property, the initial capital that we had to deploy was $142,000. So that's a mixture of the down payment, so the $50,000 down payment, the renovation, which was around $76,000, closing costs, and holding costs. Okay, so $142,000. Now, when we go to refinance the property at the higher value, the difference or the equity that we create will actually kick back, a large sum of money to us. So once we get the money back from the refinance process, the money that's left in the deal is only $48,797. So that's pretty impressive, considering that we've bought a detached property within the GTA that we've converted to a legal duplex. And at the end of the project, we've only been out of pocket $48,000. So I would deem this to be a fairly attractive deal. I would say this is probably a home run deal in this market. In one of my previous videos, I've talked about not being concerned about finding a home run deal every single time, just finding a deal that actually makes sense. And this is a deal that really makes sense in this market, which is why we made the purchase. Keep in mind, this 40% ROI is based on a 0% appreciation. So if I hit appreciation at, 2% on an annual basis, we're up to around 60% ROI on an annual basis. All right, guys, so now we've gone through the numbers. I hope that you enjoyed going through this with me. If you guys have any questions about how I run the numbers, please let me know. Reach out to me and we can chat in more detail.